If I say that your biggest problem can be solved in just 48 hours, will you believe me? Probably not. But today I am going to tell you the scientific and practical method by which you can do in 2 days what people cannot do even in years. Let me explain you through a small true story. In the year 1999, a Japanese businessman Masao Kawasaki did an experiment which shook the thinking of the most productive people in the world. Kawasaki divided 50 employees of his company into 2 groups. The first group was given 1 week to complete any work, while the second group got the target of completing the same work in just 48 hours. The results were shocking. The first group, which was given a full week, worked slowly. It took time to make things perfect, and in the end 50% of the people could not complete the target. But those who were in the 48-hour group completed the same task with a 90% success rate. How did this happen? Parkinson's law works here. When you have more time, you keep prolonging things. But when there is less time, the brain goes into a different mode. Survival mode. In this mode, the human brain stops distractions. Decisions start being taken quickly and the brain works 10 times sharper. Hello friends, all of you are once again welcome to our channel Believe in Books. Friends, first of all I would like to thank you all, because with so much love and support from all of you, we have completed 50,000 subscribers, for which I will always be grateful. Friends, in today's book summary there are going to be only 8 such lessons, which I promise you if you learn all the lessons, you guys will do something that you would never have imagined. Friends, if you really want to be successful in your life, then definitely write success in 48 hours in the comments. Let's not waste your precious time and go directly to lesson 1. If you have earphones, you can use them. This will help you concentrate on the video. Lesson 1. Psychological effect of 48 hours. Why does this method work? Imagine you are about to go to your best friend's wedding and suddenly you realize that only 48 hours are left. Now the work that was pending for weeks, shopping, packing, buying gifts, all of that starts happening at a stormy speed. You focus only on that without any distraction, and the amazing thing is that everything gets managed. This is not magic but the deadline effect. When the brain gets the signal that time is limited, it automatically goes into high-speed mode. This is the 48-hour rule that supercharges your thinking, planning, and action. Have you ever heard that work spreads in the time given to it? This saying is based on Parkinson's law. If you are given a month to complete a project, you will rest for the first 25 days and will nervously complete the work in the last 5 days. But if the same task has to be finished in 48 hours, then the brain goes into full power and you start giving the best output without making any excuses. If our brain gets a sense of urgency, it puts all its energy at one point. This is the reason that when someone says that this work needs to be done by tomorrow morning, we complete it even by staying awake the whole night. Human nature is such that we do not like to come out of the comfort zone until we get a big shock. Imagine how would you feel if you were told that your whole life can change after one day. Believe me, 48 hours are enough to transform anything. One common thing in all the big innovations that have happened in the world was a crazy speed. Be it Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, these people are not afraid of deadlines but make them their strength. If a fixed time is not set for doing any work, it will never be completed. This is the mentality of every successful person. There is time now, I will do it tomorrow. This thinking is your biggest enemy. The game of procrastination is such that you will not even realize it, and years of your life will be spent just in planning and thinking. To be honest, whatever you want in life, you will get it only with the mindset of now or never. Just think what can happen if you spend the next 48 hours only on your goals. 48 hours of dedicated hard work can take you to a place where people try to reach for years. Its scientific angle is also interesting. According to neuroscience, when the brain gets limited time, it releases dopamine, which boosts motivation. When we set a deadline, our brain goes into flow state, where distractions disappear and our performance is at its peak. This is the reason why students stay awake all night preparing for exams and magically remember everything. This is not a miracle but a trick of the mind which can change your entire life if used properly. So the next time you dream of a big dream, instead of dragging it for years, adopt the rule of taking the first big step in 48 hours. Believe me, when you tell yourself that just 48 hours, no excuses, your world will really start changing. Lesson 2. How to set the right goals. Smart planning for 48 hours. If you don't know where to go, then no path will be wrong. This line may seem small to think about, but goal setting is the most important thing to set the right direction in life. The 48-hour rule will work only when your target is clear and measurable. Otherwise, it will be like opening Google Maps without an address. So, whenever you have to do a big task, learn to set it through smart planning. SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. If your goal does not meet these 5 things, then even 48 hours of hard work can be wasted. Suppose your goal is I want to improve my life. This is a very fast target. But if you make it in a smart way, then it will happen. In the next 48 hours, I will make it a habit to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and exercise for 30 minutes every day. Here the target is clear, can be measured, and is also time-bound. Have you ever wondered why there is so much difference between the studies of 10 days and the studies of 48 hours before the exam? Because then their target becomes completely smart. Specific, only important topics. How many chapters are left to measure? Achievable, memorizing overnight, necessary for the related exam, and time-bound exam timeline. If we adopt this strategy for the big goals of life, then success can be just a few hours away. The person who wants to do everything at once is not able to do anything. The biggest mistake while setting goals is to set too many targets at once. When you load your mind with 10 things at once, then analysis paralysis happens. This means that it takes so much time to think that there is no energy left to do anything. So, fix only 1 or 2 targets in 48 hours which are most important and put full focus on them. Use the reverse engineering trick to set the goal correctly. This means that break your goal into small tasks and give them a timeline. Suppose you have to work on a business idea in the next 48 hours. So, the first 12 hours are for research, the next 12 hours for planning, then 12 hours for action, and the last 12 hours for review. When every step is clear, then the mind also starts completing it without getting distracted. Clear intentions, easy path. When your goal is set correctly, then you yourself will feel that how much can be changed in 48 hours. So, before taking any new challenge, ask yourself just one question. Is my target smart? If yes, then believe me, your victory is certain. Lesson 3. Mindset reset. The fastest way to change yourself instantly: we become what we do repeatedly. If your thinking is the same old, then your results will also remain the same old. But can a person really change his mindset in just 48 hours? The answer is yes. Because change takes intention, not time. When a person's thinking changes, his whole life can change. The fastest way to change the mindset is identity shift. It means seeing yourself as the person you want to become. Imagine if a smoker just tells himself that he should quit smoking, then he will probably never be able to quit. But if the same person says that I am a non-smoker, then his whole thinking will change. You just have to give up your old identity and adopt a new identity. Fake it till you become it. Fool the mind and force it to think what you want. In an experiment, some people were asked to pose like a superhero for 2 minutes. That is, by holding their chest and neck high. In just 2 minutes, their confidence increased, stress decreased, and their way of speaking also changed. This means that your body language can also change your mindset. Now let us adopt another scientific method of neuroassociations. The brain repeats only that which it associates with pain or happiness. Imagine if you enjoy eating pizza, but feel pain in going to the gym, then you will always choose pizza. But if you associate gym with happiness and pizza with pain, then your mindset will change automatically. This is the method adopted by big athletes and successful people. They make their hard work fun. The easiest way to reset the mindset is instant action. If you want to bring any change in yourself, then immediately do something that takes you on that path. Read a book, take a new decision, meet an expert, or make a big commitment to yourself. Unless there is a trigger, the mindset will not change. Change your thinking, your fate will change. 48 hours are enough to adopt any new mindset. You just have to make a promise to yourself. I will become the person I was born to be. Lesson 4: How to form the right habits that will last even after 48 hours. Our life is the result of our habits. If you keep adopting the same old ways, then nothing new will happen in your life. But the problem is that most of us start new habits but are unable to keep them going. Be it going to the gym, getting up early in the morning, eating healthy, or studying, we remain enthusiastic for a few days, then slowly the habit starts to leave. But why does this happen? To change habits, first you have to understand the habit loop. Every habit is made up of 3 things: trigger, initial signal, routine, habit, and reward. Reward. Suppose you have a habit of eating sweets every night. Here the trigger is finishing dinner, routine, eating sweets, and the reward is feeling satisfied or happy. If you want to leave a bad habit, you just have to keep the trigger and reward the same. But the routine has to be changed. Now the question arises how to create such habits in 48 hours that will last. The answer to this is the 2-minute rule. Whenever you want to start a new habit, make it so easy that you cannot postpone it. If you want to develop a habit of reading a book, then make a rule of reading for just 2 minutes. If you want to go to the gym, then warm up for just 2 minutes. Our brain is afraid of big things but easily adopts small steps. Apart from this, associate your habit with some other work. Habit sticking. Like if you have to do meditation for 10 minutes every day, then make a rule to do it after brushing your teeth. If you want to exercise, then do it immediately after morning tea. When habits get associated with an old routine, it becomes difficult to leave them. Now the interesting thing is that if you do a habit without stopping for 48 hours, then the brain starts considering it as the new normal. This is why when people take up a challenge like the 30-day fitness challenge, it becomes easier for them to maintain the habit. It is just the first step that is difficult. The most important thing is environment design. If you want to study, always keep your books on your table and not hide them in the cupboard. If you want to eat healthy food, remove junk food and keep healthy snacks in front of you. Our environment affects our habits the most. Consistency beats motivation. People often think that a lot of motivation is needed to form habits. But in reality, only small actions are needed that are repeated every day. Habits will stick only when you make them a part of your identity. Don't say I go to the gym. Say I am a fit person. When the identity changes, habits stick automatically. Lesson 5: How to eliminate your biggest weakness in 48 hours. It is not difficult to remove a weakness. You just need the right method. Every person has some weakness or the other. Laziness, fear, lack of confidence, overthinking, lack of discipline, anger, or giving up repeatedly. But if done correctly, you can start fighting your biggest weakness in just 48 hours. Our weakness stops us only until we recognize it. The first step is to write down your biggest weakness. Yes, don't just think about it, write it on paper. When you see your weakness clearly, an automatic plan will start forming in your mind to deal with it. Now comes the most important step: shock your system. Our brain changes rapidly when it suddenly gets a big change. For example, if your weakness is laziness, then take the challenge of being completely active for the next 48 hours. If you lack confidence, then set a target of talking to 5 new people every day in these 2 days. Start doing the work that seems the most scary first. After this comes the reverse engineering method. If your weakness is making excuses, then ask yourself, what would I do if I didn't have to make any excuses? If any fear is stopping you, then ask, if I could deal with this fear, how would I do it? When you think of the answers to these questions, your mind will automatically start finding solutions. Now let's talk about a small mind trick. Identity shift. If you really want to get rid of your weakness, then change the way you think about yourself. Don't say I want to increase my confidence, rather say I am a confident person. When you start seeing yourself in that new form, then your mind will start working accordingly. And the last thing is microvans. It may be difficult to remove a weakness overnight, but you can weaken it by achieving small victories. If laziness is your weakness, then focus on a task for just 5 minutes. If you hesitate, then put your opinion in front of someone for 10 seconds. When small steps start becoming successful, then big success comes automatically. Remember, the weakness will not completely disappear in 48 hours. But you will learn to control it. Once you realize that your weakness is in your control, then it will be just a matter of time to overcome it. Friends, we have an official WhatsApp channel in which more than 2,400 members are connected. Go and join. Along with this, we have a Telegram channel. On this channel, you can also post something positive and can also talk to us directly. Go, I have given the link of both in the description. Join. Now let's not waste time and move on to the next lesson. Lesson 6: New habits to earn money and how to start a new income source in 48 hours. It is said that there are 2 ways to earn money. Either work for someone else or for yourself. But most people know only one way to earn money. Job, and this is the biggest mistake. If you want to change your financial situation, then you will have to create new sources of income. The good thing is that in just 4 days you can start a new income source. Change your thinking. Money will increase automatically. First of all, you have to get your mind out of the fixed income mindset. Most people think that to earn money, a big skill or a big investment is needed. But in reality, even small ideas can make big money. You just need to know how to work in the right way. Now the real question is how. Follow these 3 steps to start a new income source in 48 hours. First step, identify your strengths. What do you enjoy doing? What are you better at than others? Can you write, speak, teach, design, edit videos, or do you have more knowledge about something than others? If yes, then you can turn it into income. Suppose you enjoy speaking, then start a YouTube or podcast. If you like writing, then start freelance writing. If you know how to use social media, then start creating content on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. If you do not have any skill, then learn a skill in the next 48 hours. Second step, minimum investment, maximum profit. If you don't have money, then there is no need to worry. In today's time, the internet is your biggest investment. You can start earning through these methods without investing any money. Find work on online freelancing, Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer. Sell digital products, ebooks, online courses, or sell them by creating a template. Dropshipping or affiliate marketing, sell goods without making a product. Social media management, handle Instagram or Facebook for small business. Earn money from content creation, videos, blogs, or podcasts. The third step is to take a 48-hour challenge. Now the most interesting thing is to put a time limit on yourself. Whatever idea you like, set a target to implement it in the next 48 hours. The first day, do research and planning and decide which income source to try. The second day, take direct action. Post the first content. Upload the first gig. Find the first client. When you give yourself a deadline, your brain will work faster. This is Parkinson's law. When you have less time, you are more focused and productive. Remember, the first step is the most difficult. Lesson 7. Discipline and consistency. How to make your whole life successful starting from 48 hours. The real secret of success is not amazing planning or mental sharpness. The real secret is discipline and consistency. But to tell you the truth, 90% of people are not able to do these two things. How many times have you thought that I will wake up early from tomorrow, or I will start exercising from the new year, or I will use social media less? But what happens? The enthusiasm remains high for the first 2-3 days. Then slowly everything cools down. This is where most people give up. But those who turn this enthusiasm into a habit, only they move ahead in life. And this is what is important to learn, starting from 40 hours, how to maintain it throughout life. A discipline is not made, it is created. People think that discipline is a talent. But it is not so at all. Discipline is also like a muscle. When you use it daily, it becomes strong. If you are thinking that I am very lazy, then there is no need to worry. Discipline is not an inborn thing. Everyone can develop it. In the beginning, take a challenge of just 48 hours. Tell yourself that I will do this work without any excuse for the next 2 days. Then increase it in small targets. Remember that the beginning may be small, but the journey will be long. 2. The biggest enemy of consistency is the one or nothing attitude. Many people think that if I am not able to follow it perfectly, then there is no use. Suppose you had decided that you will study for 30 minutes every day. But one day you got only 10 minutes. Now there are 2 ways. One, you can say, what is the use now? I will start again from tomorrow. Second, or you can say that it is better to do a little than anything. The first option will take you back. The second will take you forward. Consistency does not mean perfection, but to keep going continuously. 3. 2-minute rule. The way to adopt any new habit easily. If you want to form a new habit, make it so easy that you don't have to make excuses for doing it. If you want to start studying, just open a book for 2 minutes. If you want to exercise, just do 2 push-ups. If you want to journal, just write 1 line. When habits seem easy, the mind does not reject them. And once you start, you automatically feel like moving forward. 4. Trick the mind. Ask yourself this question. If ever you start straying from discipline, ask yourself a question. If I postpone it even today, will my dream also be postponed? Suppose you want to start a business, but you keep postponing it every day. Now ask yourself, if I don't do it today, will I still be standing here after 5 years? Remember, every small action brings you closer to the person you want to become. 5. How to maintain 48 hours of consistency throughout your life. First step, take a 48-hour challenge. Second step, make small improvements. Third step, make yourself accountable. Write it in your diary or tell a friend. Fourth step, keep your targets flexible. Make them small but don't give up. Only those people can make discipline and consistency who make it easy and fun. Last word, the one who stays will win. Millions of people in the world dream big, but only those people succeed who keep taking small steps every day. So are you ready to start this journey for 48 hours? If yes, then victory will be yours. Lesson 8, the next step. How to continue growth even after 48 hours. You worked hard for 48 hours. Now the question is, what next? Many people try to bring about change in just one go. But the real magic happens when this change remains constant. If you work hard for just 2 days and then go back to the old pattern, then there is no use. Therefore, it is important that this 48-hour startup momentum remains forever. Review from 1 to 48 hours, what went right and what needs to be improved. In every journey, There is a need to stop and see whether the path is going right or not. If you worked hard for 48 hours, then ask yourself these 3 questions. Did I achieve my target? Did things seem easy or very difficult? If I do this for the next 30 days, will I become better? If the answer is yes, then move ahead. If no, then improve. 2. The easiest way to avoid momentum loss. The biggest mistake people make is that they remain full of enthusiasm for the first 2-3 days. Then slowly they cool down. This is where the real victory or defeat happens. If you started gym, then just continue for the next 48 hours. If you made a habit of getting up early every morning, then follow it for the next 2 days. If you started learning a new skill, then just repeat it for the next 48 hours. The one who does not stop will top. 3. How to make growth automatic. Habit sticking method. If you have done some work for 48 hours, then now add it to your routine. In simple language, this is called habit sticking. 5 minutes of exercise after brushing teeth, 10 minutes of reading a book after drinking tea, planning for the next day before going to bed. This makes new habits automatic without much effort. 4. Boredom barriers. The biggest enemy of growth. There comes a time in every new habit or change when things start to seem boring. This is the place where 90% of people give up. Following the same routine leads to boredom. But success is achieved only by those who keep doing boring things. This is the real discipline. I will not only do it as long as it is fun, but also as long as it is necessary. 5. Accountability hacks. How to make yourself responsible. If someone is keeping an eye on your progress, then you become more serious. Tell your friend what you are doing. Post on social media that you will work on this habit for the next 30 days. Set a reward system. If I do this for the next 48 hours, then I will give myself a gift. 6 to 48 hours to 48 days long-term growth plan. The first 2 days are just to start the habit. The next 7 days are to set it in your daily routine. The next 21 days are to strengthen it so that it becomes a habit. The next 48 days are to make it a part of your life. Remember, a one-day change will not do wonders, but a little change every day will take you to where you want to be. Last words: the journey will not stop. Now it will become a lifestyle. If you have adopted something new for 48 hours, it does not mean that you should stop now. Now the real game has begun. Every day just keep moving forward one step more. Remember, those who have made it a habit to keep moving, they are the ones who create history. So are you ready to live on growth for 48 hours to 48 days and then for the rest of your life? Conclusion: if you thought that months or years of hard work is needed to bring a big change in life, then now you know that this is not true. The right use of just 48 hours, i.e. 2 days, can change the direction of your life. You learn how the psychological effect of deadlines makes us focused and productive. You also learn that it is not impossible to set the right goals, reset the mindset, create new habits, and eliminate your biggest weakness. You just need the right strategy. Now the only question is, are you ready to apply this 48-hour rule in your life? Or will you continue to live the same old life where you keep postponing your dreams by saying one day? Remember, 48 hours can change the life of any person. If he uses them in the right way, then decide now. Take the first step now and give yourself the chance to give the success you deserve. Friends, that was all in today's audiobook, and I hope you liked it. Those who have not liked this audiobook yet, all of them are requested to subscribe to our channel Believe in Books after liking it, because our main objective is to give you such new and tremendous information that will make your life better. Now you guys tell us by commenting. Suppose someone has given you 48 hours to do a task, then what is the first step you will take to complete that task correctly and on time? Let's meet in another new and amazing audiobook. Till then, stay happy and keep your family happy always. Like always, I will say again, Do something such that the world wants to be like you, Jai Hind.